Looks like rain.
You are a liar, actress, go the fuck out.
Back to the internet safe space. This is part 2 of the Witcher 3 ranked tier list, whatever you want to call it, all characters with our Witcher 3 expert, Luca. Now, I know you guys are itching to get to the video. I just wanted to pop in here real quick and just make sure everyone knows this is part 2. We've been pumping out a lot of part 1 and part 2 content. We've got something very special coming up next week. Internet Safe Space Jeopardy! You gotta be there. It's gonna be awesome. There's a prize, and there's a prize for the audience. And I'll reiterate this next week too. Live chat. Whoever successfully predicts the winner will be entered into a raffle. Prize to be revealed later in the week. But you're gonna need to be there. You gotta be in that live chat. We got 3 guests. You'll see who they are. It's gonna be great. Anyways, let's just get right into it. We're just jumping right in to another hour of Witcher. Enjoy. And see, would you put him ahead of Dudu?
No.
What about the Rock Troll?
Yes.
Yes. It's always gonna be yes.
This bitch, Fringilla Vigo, she's a sorceress. I don't know if you remember in the Netflix, the black girl that plays her. That
Oh
was very
yes, I know exactly what you're
controversial.
talking about.
Yeah. She's a massive character in Netflix and in the books, but in the games, so irrelevant, does almost nothing. You just have to like free her from a mirror at one point. So I can't put her irrelevant just because of like her standing in the lore, but if you want to put her even D tier because of like how little she provides
Yeah.
in the end, that's fine. This guy we're gonna have a conversation about.
All right, hit me.
Gaunter O'Dim. So he is like, so honestly, another one of the bosses that's just like so cool. Like they show him in the beginning and they kind of make it seem like kind of mystique, like who is this guy? Then you never see him for the entirety of the game, right? And then he appears when he saves you from the ship that the Ophiris are like carrying Geralt on, and obviously he's like a horrible person. He makes pacts with people where he knows he's just going to steal their soul at the end, and he's literally like the closest thing to the devil in this game. Though you know it's never really clear where he comes from. um, he does offer Geralt some nice things if you let him take Olgerd's soul, which I remember. I think you took him up on that.
I did.
uh,
I accepted his offer.
Yeah, but like he's a pretty evil dude, but just like how complex his character is. I think I saw like a YouTube video that was literally 3 hours long about him and like his lore. So his lore goes like pretty deep. So I have to put him B. Have to put him B.
I think he should be top of A.
Top of A.
I think he should be
This
ahead
guy
of
is
Detloff. He was a way more like riveting and fun to
yeah,
watch on
yeah,
screen character than
yeah,
Detloff. Like Detloff is great. He's currently leading the A tier, but like, dude,
yeah.
Gaunter fucking dim,
He's such
bro.
a cool boss. Yeah,
He's so
dude. Yeah,
sick and he's
all
so
his
like
scenes are
cunning
sick.
and like okay.
Yeah.
There's one scene in particular why like instantly he's cooler than
Spoon,
Detloff, bro. The spoon.
spoon. Yeah.
He for the audience, he freezes time and he's walking through and there's a guy like frozen and he takes a spoon and just pushes it right into his head, right through his eye. And obviously that just kills him because then when time starts up again, just
And the
he's just
time
so
just
cool.
can.
He's so sick. Every time you see him, you just know like Geralt is going to be so frustrated
Yeah.
every time he
I'm
appears.
struggling, like, I'm such a Geralt stan where I'm just thinking about, like, these characters in relation to Geralt and, like, the villains especially. Obviously, Geralt hates them. So,
Yeah.
he's cool. That's the one thing that keeps bringing down for me people like Aradin and like Amir and Gaunter. But yeah, like I can agree if we're just purely from that standpoint, like how fucking cool he is. Yeah, he's A. He's A. He's A.
You're cool with A for him?
Maybe bottom of A. Who's in our A tier again? 'Cause I don't have this in front of me. You gotta remind me.
It's the Baron, um
Okay.
that the Witcher, the Geralt like Witcher, I just forgot his
Yeah.
name again.
Yeah.
Um the Jarl, and then Detloff.
Yeah, he's worthy. He's worthy. Where's Eridan? C tier?
C.
I think I would move Eridan to B.
I'll move him to B, no problem. He's top of C right now, so it's only one place up.
Move him somewhere middle of B.
Okay. Well, we have the Butler ahead of Eridan right now. That's sick.
No.
Okay. I moved him up in B.
Okay. Okay,
And
good.
then I'll put Gaunter O'Dim in A. So sick. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's next?
This dude. I'll keep it brief just because I see who's after him. This dude, his name is Gales. He's one of the Wild Hunt generals. You go with Avalok to convince him to like pull troops back, and that's it. He has a couple lines. He's sort of important to the main story, but ultimately kind of irrelevant. Probably C or irrelevant. Either of those are fine.
Since I don't really remember him, I'll just throw him in irrelevant because
Fine.
there's so many better people in C, you know?
Yeah.
Um, okay. Uh, I don't know who this next guy is, so you're gonna have to tell me.
I don't remember, right? You gotta refresh my memory. This was one of the guys I don't know. Who is he?
Might have to throw him in the top
Oh,
of irrelevant.
oh, I know this guy, Mr. Aura himself. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I think he should have his own tier at the top, right? Like
Yes,
realistically, I think Siri's the only one that has a chance to be in his tier.
correct. I agree with you
He's that dude, bro.
100%.
He's that dude. He doesn't have any crazy powers or like I remember you have like the fighting shit. He's not gonna beat like a god, but he is the main guy. Like you can't have him in anything other than top of S. And he's hilarious. And Doug Cockrell is an amazing voice actor. So good to the point that Henry Cavill's Witcher, it's good, but just he cannot emulate that Doug Cockrell voice acting. So I just yeah. I mean I don't even think we need to say much, bro. Like if someone's
No,
watching this
Geralt
video,
is
they know who Geralt is.
he is
Like
fantastic, and if you've watched this far in, you know everything there is to know about him. What's his
yeah.
nickname? The White Wolf,
The White Wolf, the Butcher of Blaviken.
the Butcher of Blaviken. Which, if you watch the Netflix show, which I
Yep.
highly recommend actually, but play the game first. It won't be as good of a show if you don't play the game
Yeah.
first. But when you just, I mean, Henry Cavill does his character justice, but the Butcher of Blaviken, bro.
Really well.
Geralt is sick. I named his tier looks like rain.
Yeah, that's good.
Winds
Winds howling.
howling.
There it is.
Um, yeah, I think the only person that could really stack up against Geralt is Ciri. No other character in the game really makes you like them the way that these people do, or make you feel for them. I mean, because Dandelion never really gives you that emotional connection. You fuck with him
Yeah.
and you like him, but there's something lacking there because he's just like an idiot, but a lovable idiot, you know. But Geralt has the coolness, the emotions, um, and you fucking play as him. So yeah,
Yeah, and that's literally is happening to me. Like they make you care from his standpoint as if you're him. So when I keep talking about
exactly.
these villains, I'm thinking through Geralt's lens. Like when you play this game, you're a Geralt.
Yeah.
So like I don't fuck with Eridan for that reason. But yeah, I mean that they have a way of just like making you love Geralt, and it it would be wrong to not have him at the very top of this tier list.
Okay.
Even Uma.
Next.
Bro, I actually have no idea. Fuck.
What's you don't remember?
I think it's a druid from Skellige. I think he has like a quest line where he makes you go get booze for him, basically, so he can get high. But yeah, he's pretty irrelevant. I would just throw him irrelevant because I actually it took me a second. I'm not even 100% sure if that's him. So
Okay. Next.
this dude, Guillaume, he's a knight. He has a little quest line where he basically wants you to save like his girl that turns into a bird, Vivian. I don't know if you remember that quest in Tucson. Um, Other than that, pretty irrelevant. Pretty sure he dies when Detloff invades Beauclair with all the vampires, so you can throw him irrelevant.
Okay. Boom. Irrelevant it is. Next.
This dude, I had to look him up before, honestly, because he looked familiar. About he's literally just like a random hairdresser. Wait, I could be wrong. It's either the hairdresser in Skellige or it's Dijkstra's assistant, who's a eunuch named Harpin. It's either Schuster or Harpin. I think they have the same character model. That's why I could be getting confused. Either way, irrelevant.
Okay, great.
This dude, he's so irrelevant, but his quest line is so annoying and long. He's like a swordsmith named Hattori in Novigrad. And if you've played this quest, you understand what I'm talking about. It's just like the most infuriatingly long quest line. Like this dude, and he gives you a shit ass sword at the end, so he's F. Put him in F.
Yeah, I can throw him an F. Make it nice and simple. Okay. Who we got here?
This is your guy, Hjalmar.
Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. So obviously instant A.
A.
Yeah, so this guy I just liked from the get-go, I just liked his energy. Like he was just like ready to go warrior because you have to pick like who you're going to side with and try to help become like you help them with their separate quests and then whoever you help becomes the ruler,
Yeah.
the successor, and he is who I helped because like, he was just the fucking guy. Like I remember as I went through like I kept saying to you like this is my guy. Um so for me I would put him instantly into the S tier.
Yeah. Like he's kind of a hothead, but his quest is way more entertaining than Ceres's. The fact that he's just like, I'm gonna go slay this giant, that's gonna prove that I should be king. I will say I think Ceres is a better outcome as the ruler for Skellige, but the one thing for me that puts him above Ceres is regardless of who becomes ruler, when you have the battle at Kaer Morhen, he goes to help. He's willing to put his life on the line to help Ciri, who he knew as a little girl. So he was friends with Ciri when they were little. So yeah, I mean, from the loyal perspective, dude's willing to risk his life fighting, the wild hunt. I think he's worthy of where you want to put him. A tier.
Yes. I think he should be an A. Um, the question is where an A. I mean, like probably just right ahead of the Baron. I think would be fine.
That's fine. They're probably about equal for me.
Um, yeah, because you didn't pick him, right?
No, I picked Ceres.
Yeah. Okay. Next guy.
Uh, his name is Horst Borsodi. He's a racist. He hates Geralt. He calls you a mutant in his auction house. F tier.
S tier. Not right. Instant F. Bottom of F. Worst so far. Next.
Ilmarith, who's probably the hardest wild hunt boss. Um, he's cool. He kills Vesmir though, so kind of a sad moment in the game. Who's like Geralt's father, basically, like the closest thing he has to a father figure. So I don't know if that should hurt his rating, but to me it does. To me it does, man. Like
Yeah,
I want to do my
probably a little bit.
And Vesemir is not even a threat. He's just a witcher, bro. Like he just murdered this man in front of
Yeah.
Shiri.
That was
So
fucked. That was fucked.
he has to be lower than Aridin.
Um, you want to put him like, what would you put him ahead or behind of Avalok?
Behind.
Behind?
Yeah.
Okay, so then let's put him right there.
Every
That's
time you
I think
ask
that's a
me that
good
question,
spot.
I say behind.
What?
Every time you ask me, I'm gonna say behind.
Yeah, but if
Just
I was
always
talking about
putting
like
Avalon higher.
if I was talking about
Every time.
Dandelion, you would say ahead, you know?
Yeah, okay. That's
But
true.
okay, so that's good. Who is this next person?
Who are we? Oh, I think her name is Irina. She like owns the theater that you do like the whole performance in. Irrelevant.
Okay. Next.
So this one I think might be my most controversial pick. Um, this is Iris von Everett. I think kind of like I sort of mentioned it earlier with the Baron. This is one of those quests where it's obviously it's the main plot line of Heart of Stone, where the writers they make you like really dislike Olgierd until you find more and more about him. And Olgierd basically like because of the deal he made. He makes it because he loves her, right? He makes this pact with the devil because he wants to basically like save his marriage with Iris. So he does it purely out of love. Then you watch like what Gaunter does to him when he makes his heart stone. He makes him stop caring and realizing like everything he did this for. So he literally like he starts when you do the Iris quest, you kind of see how their marriage kind of gets destroyed by Gaunter and like I've never felt so sad for like a side character in this game because they go from like being so happy they got this nice house together, and then the more you progress through it, he literally like murders her father in front of him at the end of it. So and at the point at the end he leaves her there to the point where she literally like withers up, like she just dies of sadness. So I just like the writing in that quest is so amazing that like I honestly would put her A tier. She doesn't have that much of a bearing on the main story, but like I've never felt like so invested in a side character as much as like in any game as I did with her quest.
Passion, Luca.
It is honestly Iris.
And I'm
That
I'm
was like
down I'm down to put her in A tier. We can put her bottom.
bottom of A tier is fine.
So
Like
right behind the Baron.
that's controversial, right? To people she's with up there, but I just think her storyline is so sad, but yet so amazing at the same time. That's like it
Yeah.
deserves to be like that.
All right.
This
Next.
dude, I think his name is Von Gratz or something. He's part of the quest line where you find like a serial killer who hurt Priscilla, who's Dandelion's girlfriend. No bearing on the main story. Irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Okay. I mean, bro.
I'll just let you cook here, bro.
Johnny. This guy is what is he called? A godling?
Godling.
Godling, yeah. So Johnny is the fucking boy. He's one of those, as Luca puts them, meme creatures that is. I mean, he's probably my number one favorite, like non-human. I think, like, but not counting like vampires or anything, but like just like a creature. You know, like um, when Johnny's first introduced, he comes out in the forest and he's just like this little weird looking dude.
Yeah.
Um, but he's like he's not like right out to kill you. You know what I mean? Like he's chill
No, he's
instantly.
harmless. He's
He's
harmless.
harmless. He's just like a little godling dude, and he's lit, and he just doesn't. What is what was it he was trying to do when you first meet him?
Get his voice back because he was
Yes.
singing too much. So the
Yeah.
crones took his voice away from him.
Yeah. I hate the crones. They were very mean to Johnny
The
for no
crones
reason.
even like where they liked him enough to the point where they weren't just gonna kill him for that. They're like, let's just take his voice away.
Um, I think that he should be probably like my instinct is to say S, obviously, but like I gotta be realistic. I would probably just put him in A tier, um, like in the middle.
And you know the thing is, most of the Witcher fans would agree with you. Like he's probably one of the most well liked, just random little side
Yeah,
characters.
he's
I
awesome.
think it has a lot to do with like his character model and the fact that it's like a kid who voices him. So yeah, I don't think you need to say much more. He's there. He's an A.
Hell yeah. All right. Next.
Kira Metz, who is one of the optional like side love interests of Geralt early on. She's a sorceress. She's a sorceress of the Lodge of Sorceresses. She's kind of a mischievous bitch, if I'm being honest. Um, she uses Geralt to try and find a cure for the Catriona plague, and if you don't intervene, she wants to basically like use you to get the notes of this mage to like become like a court sorceress just for like her own gain, when in reality she wanted to go to Radovid would have murdered her, and Geralt saves her by telling her to go to Kaer Morhen, and then when she's there for the fight, and after she gets with Lambert, it's kind of not that important, but it's more the fact that she's like, I would have never came here. Like basically just like I don't actually give a fuck about Ciri. I only came here for like my own personal gain. So she's honestly like very like unlikable as a sorceress. So I would put her D tier.
Done. Because I don't have any opinion on her actually.
All right, good. I'm happy she's there, bro. Fuck her.
All right. Who's this next guy?
King of Beggars, another like crime boss of Novigrad that you would think would have a much bigger role and then ends up doing nothing. Francis Bedlam is his name. Um, you could either put it. Where did we have Cleaver? He should be next to Cleaver. He was like the little dwarf.
Yeah, Cleaver's
Uh,
in the middle of C.
yeah, put him there. There's
Okay.
no reason to dislike the guy, but he's really kind of irrelevant.
Okay. Next.
Lambert. This is one of the other Witchers.
Yep, I remember.
Uh, He's he's Geralt's boy at the end of the day. He's kind of a prick, right? But if you do like his little quest, which it's part of the main quest, so you can't really miss it. But he explains why he's the way he was, which is common with all Witchers, is they became Witchers against their will, right? He didn't want to become a Witcher, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but some fucked up backstory he had. Someone was murdered or something, and he was like basically taken away, forced to become a Witcher. Um, so you can kind of understand why he is the way he is. But even though he's kind of a prick, he's a little funny and he's there for you when you fight for Ciri and everything. So he's probably, I think he's behind Eskel. But if you want to put him next to Eskel,
Yeah, I
that's
agree.
okay.
Eskel's cooler than Lambert. Um,
Yeah.
okay. Next.
Margarita, she's a sorceress in the Lodge of Sorceresses. She has almost no lines in the game, but because she's kind of important, just with where she stands, should go somewhere just middle of C. Just not really good or bad.
Got it. We can put her like yeah, okay. Got it. All right. Next.
This dude, Caleb Benga, he's probably the closest thing to Hitler in Witcher. He's just a raging racist, wants to burn everyone that's not a human at the stake, and he
Oh,
threatens
I
Geralt
remember. Yeah, this guy
times.
sucks.
Yeah, he sucks. I actually always try to make when I played, I try to make Triss kill him because it seems the most right. Because he's like out to get Triss, and then
Yeah.
Triss can when like Triss is like getting her fingernails
Yeah.
ripped off,
Yeah, I
he like
remember. I
comes
remember. I remember. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, which is like so satisfying, more than like Geralt doing it. So, for me, probably F.
Yeah. He's the
Yeah,
worst.
yeah.
He's horrible. Yeah.
His voice acting's good. That's like the one thing I'll say about him. I don't know who his voice actor is, but he's I don't know. That's it though. This guy, another one of the knights. Can't remember I think it's Milton de Peyrac something. Irrelevant.
Goodbye, Milton. Okay. What is this the werewolf that you have to
Yeah,
feed the thing to kill it?
yeah, he beat him himself.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
feed him
that was
himself
hard.
because he keeps
Apart from
respawning.
that, yeah, it's just like an annoying thing that
Yeah,
most people probably just have to look up. How the fuck do you kill this werewolf? Um, Probably C. Although he has a pretty horrible past. He's like a pirate that like murdered people. That's why he's cursed into turning into a werewolf. So actually, I think I put him D.
yeah. I'd probably put him D, like right behind the crones.
Yeah, I think he kills Craven too, who was like Ciri's friend, who was disowned by his village. So he went in there trying to kill this werewolf to like make up his standing, and then Morkvark killed him. So he's back there in D.
All right, who is this next guy?
What are we on? Oh, uh, fuck! I always get his name wrong. It's like Morven. Um, he's not irrelevant. He's kind of like a noble. He's like he wants to be married off to Ciri. He's probably in C. Let's just throw him in C, honestly.
Okay, next.
I think this is the Jarl of forget the name of the island, but where the ice giant is, when you go do the ice giant thing, there's like a dude who's like like hallucinating. He's got like skulls of his men there. Um, you have like a brief combo with them, but nothing else. Pretty irrelevant.
Moving him. Also, for the audience, they're probably saying in their head, "This guy's doing a Witcher tier list and keeps saying every time, who are these people?" Like I said, I know very well the people who matter the most, but Lucas played the game 4 times, so he has bare minimum 4 times the knowledge, but it's really more
I'm
like
the
40.
Witcher expert.
He's the Witcher expert. The internet safe space has a
It's
lot of
good.
team members, and he is our Witcher expert.
But it's
Um,
good to have like a tier list where you have like two differing opinions like that. Where like I think it would be better. It's better that way than us both being like kind of the
um,
expert.
okay, Olgeared, right? We're on
Whole
Olgeared.
geared, whole geared. I'll say right off the bat, he's A tier.
I agree.
They make you like dislike him, but if you truly like pay attention to the quest, you know everything he does is out of honor to his family and for his love for Iris. And I'm probably just gonna be rehashing things I said about Iris, but and he should be ahead of Iris. But that whole and it's so brief, but his whole storyline is just so amazing, right? And at the end of the story, like they make you like him. And I think you mentioned it to me earlier, the like chopping off his head when he find out he's immortal and
So
like the
sick.
clapping. It's like an iconic scene.
I
So
put it in my top 10 boss fights of all time,
yeah,
meaning it's my favorite fight in the game, even though it
yeah,
was so easy.
yeah. But it's
I
cool,
definitely
right?
think you should be an A.
His and Deadlock's fights are easily like the two best. I think. Or just in terms of like how cinema they are. The hardest one is the stupid toad.
Yeah, fuck the toad.
All right.
Okay. I don't know who this lady is.
This is Oriana. So depending on your ending of Blood and Wine, so you remember I was talking about when Anna Henrietta is like sitting and she's like eating with Detloff and Regis and Oriana. A lot of people probably won't realize Oriana's also a vampire.
Oh,
So there's
yeah.
actually there's a reveal trailer to of Witcher
I remember.
where
You showed me this.
Geralt goes to kill her, and and like in the game, if you don't do the Sienna path where you go see Sienna in like the land of a thousand fables, if you go see her, you basically find her eating children or like sucking on their blood. She doesn't kill them, but she sucks on their blood. And Geralt's like, "That's fucked up. I'm gonna come back and kill you when this is all over." So that trailer is actually like after the fact. So that's she's a lot more than what meets the surface. She's not that important, honestly, but I think she's a solid B tier.
I'm chill with that. I'm chill with that. Okay, next.
It's either John Natalis or Palmerin. It's one of the knights. I think it's a knight of Tucson. It's Palmerin.
Yeah.
Irrelevant. They all kind of blend together to me because they really don't have that much of a bearing on the story of Blood and Wine. So he's irrelevant.
Wool.
Philippa Eilhart.
Philippa.
Philippa is a very complex character. She is Yennefer on steroids from the standpoint that she is just like a scheming bitch and she like cares so much about the politics of the region. She's so hungry for power. And she's probably more powerful than Yennefer in terms of just like her raw strength. But she I don't know, her backstory is pretty sick. She basically had Vizimir, who was Radovid's father, killed, and then Radovid in the second game gouges her eyes out, which is why you see
Yep.
she has like that blindfold over her. And she's cool. She murders Radovid if you do like the Radovid quest line. So that I mean, yeah, she's got to get some for that. The guy who gouges your eyes out, you come back and kill. Like that's you got to give her some for that. So she's not A tier. She's probably somewhere in the top of B for me.
I think I put her ahead of Anna, to be honest.
Head of Anna. Yeah. I mean, in terms of the whole lore of the game, she's way more standing than
Yeah,
Anna. Yeah.
for
So
sure.
yeah, I'd be with that.
All right, moving on.
This is Priscilla. That's Dandelion's like main lover. She's kind of irrelevant. She has a little side quest and she does like the doo-doo performance stuff, but apart from that, doesn't really provide a lot, but just because she's Dandelion's girl, I feel like we can't disrespect her. We can't put her that low. So I think I'd put her end of B. Also, she does have like she performs when you first go see her. She has like a song that's like pretty good. I'll say it's probably the best
Yeah.
song in like the actual game of Witcher. So I
Which tier did you say? I missed it.
think end of B is okay.
End of B. Yeah, I'm fine with that too. I think that that's chill. Um, okay.
This guy, he's a lock cracker, whatever you call them, irrelevant. Put him in irrelevant.
Goodbye. This is the
Radovid.
king who orders you to kill the toad.
No, that's
Which one?
no, he's just the king of Redania. He orders
Oh.
you to find Philippa. Um,
Oh.
he's a
Oh. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
he's a raging racist also, so we don't like that.
Not a
He hates
fan.
Geralt. He just tries to use Geralt, and even when you tell him and you lie to him that you have Philippa, he buys the lie. He still like orders to have you killed. So
Yeah. He
like
sucks.
he sucks. He's arguably worse than Amir though. So like I like his voice acting. The scene where you meet him and he's like playing with the chessboard is kind of cool, but I mean he's just not a likable guy like at all. So
Yeah.
somewhere in C probably.
Yeah. Looking at C, he pr- I'm putting him behind the rock troll, bro.
Fair enough.
He doesn't get to be ahead of the rock troll because the
I
rock
can get
troll's a nice good guy.
I can get behind that.
Okay. Next, this is Geralt's vampire friend, right?
Regis,
Regis.
who believe he's coming to season 4 of the Netflix. Um,
Regis
but
A tier.
he's A tier. He's A tier. Um, he like I think the main thing, like he's Geralt's boy, obviously, and he's always there for you. But the thing that kind of puts him like above and beyond with like the loyalty that we were talking about to Geralt is Detloff is his friend. And if you do the fight with Detloff, you find out like the only people who can truly kill like a vampire in the games is another vampire.
Yep.
And he's that willing, like he'll ride with you that much that he's willing to kill his own like really good friend for you, which just shows a lot about his character that he's thinking about Geralt and like, you know, if Detloff doesn't die, like what could happen to Geralt, right? So he's like I don't know. He's just a good dude. So you have to put him in. You have to put him in A.
Honestly, I forgot about that whole part until you said it. Like then it just like immediately I remembered it. Like I'm looking at the A tier characters and going back to that loyalty thing. Like I honestly think you could argue for him to be an S minus. I think we
You
could
gotta
push him
remind
up
me
one.
who's an A and S minus.
It's literally just Dijkstra. That's it.
Yeah, he's with Dijkstra. He's with Dijkstra.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I think I think that's so valid.
Yeah.
Okay. S. S.
That's what about the
S.
glitches though, bro? The
S.
glitches.
He's always talk about loyalty.
It, he's a demon. He just appears out of nowhere.
He's sick. He talks to you, bro, when you're tripping.
Does talk to you when you're tripping on the shrooms. We can put him there. I will say that's my biggest qualm with Witcher is how fucking glitchy that stupid horse is when you're trying to go somewhere and he gets stuck on a fence
Yeah.
and then you have to like literally sometimes you reload your whole game. You literally can't get out. So no, but yeah, S S S.
S. S. I'll put him bottom of S minus.
Okay, okay.
But I mean like yeah, he's lit for no reason. Even though it's the writing is so horrible, it's still awesome. Okay. Next.
Vernon Roche, who's one of the main characters in the second game. Not really as important in the third game, but I will say in the second game, no matter who you side with, he'll always have your back. He's basically like a Temerian loyalist, and he respects Geralt a lot. So much so that in the battle for Kaer Morhen, he's there with Vess. He's willing to die for Ciri, even though he's really just like he doesn't add that much. Like he'd be really just risking his life. So I think he's very loyal. I mentioned it earlier with the Dijkstra thing. Like I just can't overlook like how much of a good friend he is to Geralt. So I couldn't let Dijkstra get away with that. That doesn't make him a better character by any means. I think he's not as interesting as Dijkstra. I just think from Geralt's perspective, like you cannot let him die. So I think he's an A tier. He's a good guy, and he always has Geralt's back. So
Um would you put him ahead or behind of Olgierd?
ahead. If we're only talking about Witcher 3, he'd be behind. But I have to just like he's like so important to Witcher 2 that I have to put him ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
This dude, his name is Ronvid of Small Marsh. I don't know if you remember. There was this guy that kept coming up to you and being like, "Halt! Like I challenge you to a duel," and then
It's
he
him.
sucked.
This is him.
This is him.
That guy is
And you
so
fight
fucking
him like
funny. You
four
beat the shit
times.
out of him.
Yeah, he's kind of comedic. I saw like a video that was talking about like why he's the way he is. I think there's like some theories that are really fucked up about him because you find like a note where it's him and it's like he's talking about how his daughter that was 4 years old died of some disease. So people think he literally is like losing his mind. And he talks about like fighting for the maid Bilberry. And that's literally like his daughter that died.
Yeah.
So when you actually find out why he is the way he is, it's like holy shit. Like I did not think it was that deep, bro. I thought it was just be like a funny thing. So I would have said irrelevant if I didn't know that. But just knowing that little backstory, that he has a little bit more of a layer to him, I think he's like C, top of C.
Yeah, I think that's valid.
He's really annoying though.
All right, next.
Shawnee, who is like the main love interest of Hearts of Stone. She's a healer. In the first game, actually, she's a love interest, so you choose between her or Triss in the first game.
Yes.
I mean, there's no reason to dislike her. She always kind of
F.
has your back and everything. What are you saying?
F.
F? Why do you not? Wait, I forgot. You don't like Shawnee?
I don't fuck with her,
Why?
no. Bro,
She's
because
just a friend Triss
fucking loyal
reskin.
to Triss, bro.
Yeah,
And she just comes in and she just tries to ruin everything you've been working
Yeah.
so hard to build.
No, they make it so hard to, like, avoid romance with her. Like, she
It's
puts it on.
bullshit. That
She
part
lays
pissed
it
me
on
off so
thick.
much.
She lays it on thick. Like, there's no you can't say no.
No, bro, I
Like,
she's
dude, you know,
F.
Geralt's like a horny guy. Geralt will take like, come on, Geralt, it's Geralt, dude. I mean, at those times, like being monogamous wasn't really like a thing. It was kind of just like I don't know, it
Bro,
wasn't
the
really up at the
best
time.
the best I'll give you is D. I'm not
Put her,
budging.
yeah, I can't put her F. She's not a bad person. I understand. He's just a diehard Triss guy.
I am.
I'm looking forward to this Yennefer answer. Then you got her down there.
Coming up. All right, next.
Oh, this is Berna Brand's son. Can't remember his name. Fuck. Uh, Svanriga. Svanriga is his name. He's like if you don't side with Cerys or Hjalmar, he becomes the king, and he actually ends up not being that bad as a king. But if that happened, then you just let this woman get away with murder. So I can't can't ride with that. So, but it's not, also I will say when you find out it's Berna Brand who had those people killed, he actually is like, "Mother, how could you do this?" He doesn't try to like protect her. He's like, so take that how you will, right? Like the whole family thing, but like the fact that he was like, "You're a horrible person," and he wasn't a part of that, I can't knock him for that. You know, I think he has to be C.
Okay. Let's throw him in. Okay. Next.
This is Sienna. Sienna, very
F.
complex character. F.
I
I was
listen,
gonna agree with you, but the thing is, like, they make you really like understand why she is the way she is. But the one thing I just can't overlook, even if all these horrible things happen to you, how could you want to murder your own sister, bro? It's like
that's what I'm saying,
something
bro. Like that just
gotta be like not right there. Right?
it was so fucked up. She was like ready to
To forgive her,
she loved her.
I
And she
loved
was
her.
like, I'll forgive you and I'll, rehabilitate you and we can be sisters. And her response to that utter kindness was, hey, thanks for all those super nice things. I'm going to murder you
Yeah,
for no reason whatsoever, just
and
because I'm a spiteful bitch.
there's an ending where you can actually make her come around to it. But the fact that like it takes this much convincing and it's like really difficult to even get her to see that, it's really hard
Ridiculous.
to go to bat for her. So I think that they talk about like this curse of the black sun, um, and how it's kind of like a joke and that it's not a real thing. I think she's the best exhibit of it might actually being true.
So would you put her in F?
Who's in our F?
Like, I can't name any character in F.
Put her in F.
I'll put her at the top of F because I actually know who she is.
Top
But
of F.
fuck her.
Good job. She gets top of F.
What a privilege. Next.
Tamara, this is the Baron's daughter. Hate her. She could even be an F for me.
I
The
remember
fact
her. I
she's not
also
willing to
think she should
forgive
be an
her
F. She
father,
sucked.
she sucked. And she turned to this like to basically being with witch hunters who are just like paid racists. That's what she turned to instead of being like staying with her father and forgiving him. She never forgives him. Um, yeah, I just think it's your dad, man. Come on, like how can you not see he's changed?
Yeah, it's not right. It's not
Yeah,
right.
I think she's F.
Yeah.
I think I would put her lower than Sienna.
Yeah, I did. I put her at the bottom.
Okay, good, good, good.
All right. Um I think we're I think we're
You're
over
almost
2 hours
there.
now, by the way.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Big
So
Witcher time.
let's try to do for these. I mean, there's relevant people, but even so, let's try to do like 60 seconds per. Even
Yeah.
Siri.
Okay.
All right.
You don't want
And
to break the
begin.
record, dude? I could talk for hours.
I know you could.
Where are we at? This
The bald
taller.
guy.
So you probably don't even recognize him, but he was one of the people who Dijkstra murders. He was a spy to Marion. He's next to
Oh yeah.
Vernon and Vess, and he's in the first game. He's kind of hilarious. His voice acting. He swears a lot, and he's like, "This plowing mess, fucking yeah, yeah." It's kind of hilarious. He's funny. I'd put him. I'd put him B, maybe bottom of B.
Let's throw him in. I'm down. Next, is this the tree spirit?
Yeah, free spirit. I know I said the Baron quest line. I'd keep everyone above C. He could go F. He tricks you and then makes the Baron hang himself if you side with him. Fuck this tree spirit, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's you can't
And then he
really.
murders all the villagers. He doesn't like he saves the children, murders all the villagers.
Yeah. So I'll tell you the only reason that I would say I think he should be in D and not F, like the bottom of D, is
Yeah.
because does stick to his word of protecting the children. And I was a stickler about this in that quest, where my whole thing was the tree spirit said no kids would die, and I was like, well, that's gonna be my top priority here. I don't want any more of the kids to die, and he did not
I
kill
mean,
any of those
failed to
kids.
mention everything else he was gonna do.
Everything else, yeah, which is not good. I'm not condoning it, but he stuck to his word, and it's like that means something, bare minimum.
Yeah.
That's why I say the absolute bottom of D.
Okay.
All right.
Tomorrow is so much worse. That's fine.
Okay. Next.
It's your girl, dude. Go to bat. I want to hear it. I'm also on Team Triss.
Yeah.
So we know.
So this is Triss, as all of you Witcher fans that have watched 2 hour video know. Um, you have to make a pretty crucial decision early on, which is, are you going to have a love interest, and if so, who's it going to be? And the main two players are Triss and Yennefer. Um, you get this energy from Yen pretty early. That's just like a bitch, I guess, is the best way to put it. Like she was always so like demanding and aggressive and like the farthest thing from understanding, and just like I couldn't even see why anybody would want to like
You put it
spend
very
quality
well.
time with her. She was so unpleasant.
Yeah.
And then you have
Yeah.
Triss, who was like always super kind. She was always there for you, just kind of like imagine like a field of flowers. Like that's like
Yeah.
her personality, like she's like the super nice, bubbly, good girl, you know. And Geralt is such like a brooding, like, "Ugh," he needs that. He needs that softness. I feel like something so sharp, opposites attract. Something so
Mm.
sharp, I feel like he needs that softness from Triss, whereas Yen is just another blade, which just clash, clash, clash. Whereas
Yeah.
Triss is like that, like it's the yin to his yang,
Yeah.
not the yen to his yang. Absolutely not. That's not happening. Um, yeah, Yennefer kind of sucks, and I'm so happy that I did the quest with the Jinn where they break the curse, and I looked her in the
Oh,
eyes
you
and
don't
said,
feel it. You're like, I don't
I
feel it
looked her
yet.
in the eyes and I said, curse is broken. I definitely have no feelings for you whatsoever.
Yeah. I
And
love
she
that they
was
put
like,
that
she was like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, positive.
in. It's so cold too. He's like, I feel it still. And you're like, I don't.
Not at all.
Yeah, I think the devs purposefully try to make Triss a lot more appealing than like what any other rendition of Witcher would. Like I swear the CD Project like really want you to go for Triss because they make Yennefer just so unlikable, and she's the canon pick. She's who Geralt's supposed to be with, but just like they make like Triss just like so nice and so more like Geralt style, and Yennefer's always problems and arguing. And I don't know, me personally, I'm taking the redhead every day. So
S tier,
uh, S tier, top of like S or S minus.
S plus, behind Dandelion. That's what I would say. I put her ahead of Dijkstra and and the horse and the vampire.
Yeah, yeah, I would.
I
I
think her
struggle
and
to have Geralt
Dandelion, those are like
in tier.
his people.
Yeah, although in the canon it's not, but the devs make it feel that way for sure.
Yeah. The devs, it's okay. It's fine. We need to keep moving. We gotta keep
This
moving. We're
guy, this
we're
guy,
down to our last row, thank God.
we're yeah, we're down. We're almost there.
We're
This guy
pushing.
is relevant. Jarl loses his mind. He's part of the baby in the oven quest. Okay, maybe not relevant. Maybe D tier. He's okay. He like the whole reason why he gets cursed is because he does like a horrible deed, and I think it's like he had a brother named Aki, who he literally murdered because his father said that Aki should take the throne and not him. So that's why he became. So he's not a good dude, for being honest. I might even put him D tier.
Yeah, D's fine because we're about to get into one of the best characters in the game, but I'm not gonna let myself harp on it. Like I just can't. I just
Go
can't.
ahead. Tell us
Uma,
why he's best.
Uma,
It's
S
Avalok.
tier.
It is Avalok though.
It's Amalok, but it's not. Like it's not. Luca, if I turned you into a frog, you would not be you.
Depends. Did I have all my memories still?
Does Uma have all his memories?
No,
Okay.
I
If you
don't
have
think
all
he
your
does.
memories, then yes, you would be you, but as a frog. But Uma literally is just like it's like just another thing that
Yeah,
Avalok's like trapped within, you know? And Uma,
yeah,
remember when he's like chasing the rats and he's like just
yeah.
running around like just this little guy and what's it called? Who was it that was like trying to teach him how to like not be so stupid?
I think the Baron had him for a while.
Dude, Uma is so funny. And when you throw him on the horse and he's like starting to fall off the horse.
Yeah, he's
Um,
silly. He like, bows for Amir, and Amir is like, "What is this thing you brought me?" Like,
yeah, he's awesome. Um, so obviously in my mind, instant S tier, but I'd be fine lowering him into A. I
I'll
could
put him
handle
S
that.
tier, bro. Put him A tier, please.
What?
He's funny. He's not S tier, dog. You know, put this thing in S tier.
I won't. I won't. I won't. I'll put him in A tier.
They'll
Um,
click off the video. Even this far in, we put him S tier.
B. I mean A. A. He's an A.
A is fine. A is fine.
Uma beast. Okay. Next.
Vesemir is S tier. I
Yeah.
said it earlier. This is
Vesemir's
Geralt's
S
father
tier.
figure, basically. He trained Ciri. He's basically like the grandfather of Witcher. They make fun of him at points, but at the end of the day, like he's the boy, and he'll do anything for Geralt. So you got to put him S tier.
100%. He's S tier, S plus.
S plus, and I think even when before they announced it was going to be Ciri in Witcher 4, there were a lot of theories that it could be Vesemir. Like I think
Like a
he was the
prequel thing
second.
or something?
Yeah, and like a prequel, like let's do a young Vesemir or something. I think a lot of people actually like wanted to see that. So I know the community loves Vesemir, and his
Right.
death was one of the saddest moments in the game.
I agree.
Oh,
Next.
Vess, um, just like a hothead. She fights at the Battle of Kaer Morhen. She's Vernon's like secondhand lady. Um, I don't. I think B. She's somewhere in B. She's not the worst, but she's not like amazing.
Yeah. I'll throw her in there. Okay. Next.
This dude, Vimy Vivaldi, he's a banker. You go to like the auction house with him. I think he's in the first game too, but he's pretty irrelevant.
Next.
Vivian, I mentioned what's his face? Guillermo earlier. She's like the bird woman who you can save. Total side quest, no bearing on the main story. She's irrelevant.
Next.
Okay, Vladimir von Everick. He's such a side character, but I will say the one thing that makes him hilarious is like when he go to the wedding with Shawnee, right? He takes over Geralt's body. He says things in Geralt's voice that like you would never hear Geralt say. So it just makes that whole quest line just like hilarious. So I don't think he's like the worst. I think he's a B, end of B, top of C maybe.
Okay. Next.
We did the Crones already, right?
Yeah.
So this is Horson. Horson, probably the worst character just in terms of like as a human being. He like literally cuts women up for pleasure. I don't know how you can have someone like that non F tier.
I already put him at the
Uh,
very bottom of F. He's the worst character in the game.
yes, and the fact that you even have a choice to keep him alive is kind
It's
of
pretty.
insane.
It's yeah,
I don't know how Geralt wouldn't murder him, considering like he could have done this to Ciri, so he's got to be F.
horrible. He is the worst. Bottom of F. Yen.
Okay, I get it. You don't like her, and I don't either. I personally prefer Triss, but you just like from the standpoint that she cares about Geralt still. She doesn't let even you picking Triss. She's a little bit moody about it, but she's still willing to like fight for Ciri. She's still
I
such an important
know.
character
I
to the game.
know.
You can't really put her like anywhere below B tier in my opinion. Like she's still so important to the whole and like
She
even
can
in
be
Netflix
A.
in the Netflix she's like her own character. There's an episode that's literally just her. Like there's no Geralt. It's all about Yennefer. Yeah, I think A.
I
We
think
have
A is
Triss S.
valid.
Okay, good. A is fine.
I'm gonna put her right behind. And I'll put her. It's tough. Like I'm putting her behind Johnny, bro.
Fine.
That's still high in A though. That's like very high in A.
No, I think a lot of people actually agree with that.
Like I can't justify like I feel like I'm doing Johnny dirty, like being like, oh, putting Yennefer ahead of you.
Look,
No
Johnny
way.
just like you should not. I'm not. Johnny should not be lower than A. I'm with you
Yeah.
on that. Yeah,
Okay. Um, five more.
she's irrelevant. She's the Skelligan blacksmith lady. I think her name's Yona. So irrelevant. Put her irrelevant. Zoltan.
Yes.
Zoltan is the boy. He's like Dandelion. He's Geralt's other
Yeah.
best friend,
Zoltan is
and
the
he's
fucking
hilarious.
best.
He's a degenerate gambler and alcoholic, but he's willing to fight. You know, he's there. That like you don't even have to ask the brother. He pulls up. He's always there for Geralt. He's in the other two games too. He's like a mainstay of the series. So, um, we have Dandelion and S. He has to be S too.
Yeah. I think that he would be I think he would be the leading S minus, in my opinion.
S minus. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Leading it though. Like he's the very top. Like he's ahead of Dijkstra.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Siri. We already know where she goes.
She's next to Geralt. She's
Next
second.
to Geralt. Yep. That
Yeah.
was the two people we were talking about in the beginning. They run
Yeah.
the top tier.
I'll try to keep it brief, and I don't think I even need to say much about her, but I will say when Geralt first finds her on the Isle of Mists and he goes in there and he thinks she's dead, dude, like I don't think I've ever like cried playing a video game. That was like the first time I ever was like, holy shit. Like that shit it hits deep. They make you really, really care about her. Even and at that point you only see her in flashbacks. You don't even see her in real time. So, yeah, just shout out CD Projekt, dude. Make this beautiful game. Yeah, a Series S or S plus, wherever the top is.
S plus. She's a fantastic character. Her relationship with Geralt is fantastic. Everything about it is fantastic. It's cinematic. It pulls on your fucking heartstrings, and she's incredibly powerful. Um, Obviously, just given that you play as him and spend so much more time with him, I like Geralt more, but
Yeah,
just by a little bit. She's fantastic.
the whole story is about her, right?
Yeah.
You play as Geralt, but the story is about her.
Do these last two are either of them relevant?
Um, she's like in a near she like dreams something, so not really. Maybe a little bit. He's like Siri's friend, but I've you can put Skjall, I think is his name. Put him irrelevant. I'm happy to end it on Siri.
Yeah, I'm happy to end it on Siri too. So I'm showing the audience the list right now. Take a look at our relevance, our Fs, D, C, B, A, S minus, S plus, and the White Wolves. I changed the name of the top tier when Siri was in it. So instead of White
Nice.
Wolf, it's the White Wolves because she also has white hair. So um,
He does.
just as a reminder of our top three tiers, we have Geralt and Ciri in the very top, then Dandelion, Triss, and Vesemir in S plus, then Zoltan, Dijkstra, uh, what the hell's the name of the vampire?
Deloff.
No, the friendly vampire,
Oh, Regis.
Regis, and the fucking horse,
Roach.
Roach. Yeah, Roach. I was fucking forgetting his name. Yeah, Roach. Um, Leading A is Gaunter O'Dim.
Valid.
Um, and then Detloff, Johnny, Yen, the Jarl, both of your Witcher friends. Um, I don't even remember the guy's name.
Eskel and Lambert.
Yeah, Esco and Lambert, and then the guy that Dijkstra kills.
Oh, Vernon Roach.
Yeah, Vernon, Olgierd. Um, oh my god, whatever his name is, the guy that I picked to be the ruler.
Oh, Hjalmar.
Yeah,
It's been a long video. Yeah, how far in are we? Holy shit.
dude, the Baron, Uma, and then your side quest lady.
Oh, Iris.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
my
gonna
hot
read.
take.
I'm not gonna read the rest, but
No, yeah.
just for some quick facts about the list, outside of the S tiers, our smallest tier is F, followed by B, and then D and C are equal. Um, Actually, D, C, and A all have the same amount of characters. And then Irrelevant has the most.
I think it's
Um,
solid, dude. We put some time into it, so
yeah,
even if you don't respect our opinions, you gotta respect the time and the effort we put in. So
we got on the
shout out to
Discord.
all the Witcher fans. Shout out to the internet safe space community. Thank you for having me again. It's been real. It's been fun. So yeah, just like and subscribe, of course. Get the
This is gonna
views up.
come out over the course of the next 2 weeks because of how incredibly long this was. This was
Oh
my,
yeah.
I think this was my longest recordings yet. Like I think it's the most footage I've ever recorded in
We
one
probably
shot.
could have taken out like I could have just you should have sent it to me. I could have taken some out honestly, but there are a lot of irrelevant dudes in there. But
Yeah, not a big
I'm
deal.
glad we
Oh,
did the
I
whole list.
it's
We can say we did like every fucking character that at least has any sort of relevancy.
Yeah, this is a pretty solid list. I'm interested to see what the community thinks of it. I'm gonna put it up on screen again for everyone to look at. If you want to look at it, talking to the audience, fucking pause the video. Um, but this is our final tier list, and I think I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Especially because Uma made it into A, which is sick. None of the creatures made it into the S tier. Fun fact. Shout out Luca. But
If I was in this, they would have.
Rock Troll would have been
Yeah,
next
it would have been
next to
ahead of Geralt.
Dijkstra. Dijkstra and his
Yeah,
troll would have both been in the same tier together.
would have been like Geralt, Uma, Ciri, Rock Troll.
Anyways, we'll wrap this up. Luca, why don't you give us an outro and we'll call it.
Did I just do that? All right, everyone. Thanks again. Witcher fans, internet safe space community. Peace out from Nutley, New Jersey.
Oh, and tell everybody where you're from.
I'm from Houston, Texas, home of the Texans. We're playing the Kansas City Chiefs next week. Probably going to get destroyed, but we can hope.
So now we've had Houston, Detroit, Nutley, and Sydney. Those are all the different places. Sydney, Australia.
I'm in Denver, Colorado. Also, I'm not actually in Houston, but I'm
Yeah.
from Houston. Is
Yeah,
what
he's from
matters.
Houston. He's in Denver. So those are all different places that we've bridged with this podcast already. Multiple states, multiple continents have
Bro,
been on this
internet safe
podcast.
space.
It's a safe
Y'all
space.
going global. Y'all going global, dog. We about to have like people from Mars on this bitch.
Just wait. Mr. Beast.
We'll
Next
see.
collab.
Mr. Beast.
All right.
We'll
Thanks
see,
for
dude.
watching. Thanks for sticking around. Shout out Luca. New guest, new time. Um, and I hope that you enjoy. He'll be back.
Peace out, bro. Oh,
Peace.
hell yeah.